This is probably something that doesn't need a recipe, but it's not something I make often. And whenever I make it, I think to myself, I don't know why I don't do this more often, because it is a very satisfying, quick dinner or lunch. So this is for chicken quesadillas. You could make them without the chicken, but what I'm starting with is I like Colby Jack. You could use cheddar. I have some grilled onion and some grilled chicken. And the first thing that I'm going to do is heat up a pan and drizzle a little bit of olive oil on the bottom. It's really important that you don't miss that step because you want this tortilla to get nice and crisp. You're going to put the tortilla down on the bottom, and I begin putting the cheese in right away. Because the cheese is going to be like a gauge for when the pan is ready, and I can already hear that it's starting to sizzle up. And I'll put my cooked chicken down here. It's nice if you put a little bit of seasoning or marinade on the chicken. You can also buy chicken already grilled and in little pouches. I know Purdue makes them. They're called Purdue shortcuts, and I use them sometimes in school. If it's for a group that you don't really feel comfortable working with raw meat, if you want kids to be able to make this, younger kids, and you might want to leave out the grilled onions for the kids if they don't like that. You could also put sauteed peppers in here. Don't be shy with the cheese. And we're not going to fold this one in half. This one is going to get one on the top and get flipped. You can also do this whole process after you grill in the summer right on the grill. A cousin of mine did that at a barbecue, and I thought it was such a great idea. So I'm going to put the top on so it starts to melt. And I'm going to check on that in about another minute. And while I'm waiting for that, I have my sour cream here, and I just have some cilantro that I'm gonna chop up. And you could use salsa on this as well if you have that. But the diced tomato is nice too. I'm gonna put that aside and get my avocado ready. Take a peek at this. Wow, that looks beautiful. If you were doing this with a younger crowd and you wanted them to be able to flip it on their own, it's easier if you fold it in half instead of doing a whole one like that where something hot could spill out. So I'll get my tomato ready. Quesadillas are great, but I think they're incomplete without the salsa and the sour cream. This is happening so quick. We're getting there. I think this side looks a little dry as I was peeking at it, so I'm going to add just a little bit more oil. You don't want to drench it, but you definitely do want to crisp it up. I'm going to put the cilantro with the tomato, and I'm going to serve the salsa on the side. And I think that this one is already ready. And just to make sure this one's good, that one's good on both sides. Chop up my avocado. Oop, let's take the stick burr off on that one. Wow, that's perfect. And a little tip with avocados, especially now we're having a hard time keeping produce, I get my avocados and I leave one, they usually come unripe, I leave it near my bananas because those are the first to ripen. And then I put the rest in the fridge, and as I want them to ripen, I take them out of the fridge. They won't really continue to ripen in the fridge. And for this, I think I'm going to do a pretty big dice. Okay. And it's nice to cut it into triangles. And I think for the price that you normally get this for at a diner or a restaurant, you can make it a lot cheaper at home. And it's not one of those things that's better out. I think it's just as good when you make it at home. sour cream on top of that one, right in the center. This isn't really like a pico de gallo or a fresh salsa. I'm not adding any lime juice or olive oil because I'll serve some regular salsa with this as well. Sprinkle that on top. And the tomatoes I usually keep on the counter, but again, as we're all in this trying to go grocery shopping less, I've been keeping it in the fridge, and I hate the way tomatoes taste in the fridge. But if you leave it at room temperature for the day before you're going to use it, again, it comes back to life. Put the avocado, and it's as simple as that.